Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and here on my channel we talk about personal growth, planning, and personal finance. Today we're going to be doing a review and flip through of the Makers Yearbook. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. So to start off, I want to give you a brief overview of what the Makers Yearbook is. So the Makers Yearbook is a planner for artists and makers. So pretty much anyone that has a creative business, and it really helps you to set goals and really, define a clear vision for the year and kind of how you want to grow and expand your business in the new year. So this is a box that it comes in. It's very pretty. This actually is reminiscent of the cover. So it's this nice like light blue with the floral pink and teal. So let's open it up. So before we get started, I do want to give you a few details about this planner. So this planner is 256 pages and altogether the size is 23 centimeters by 27 centimeters, and I'll put the conversion of that on the screen just so that you can know what that is in inches. And this planner retails for £29. So this is a UK product. So £29 in US dollars is about $39. And then on top of the price of the planner, there is a flat rate shipping from the UK, which is £23.50. So just make note of that when you are buying this. And if you're not in the UK, you will be kind of paying double the price of the planner for the shipping as well. So let's get started. So this does have a really nice navy blue elastic band on it. So let's take that off. And then let's open the planner. So when you first open the planner, here is your, first page. It says the Makers Yearbook 2022. Then we get into a welcome and a hello message from the starter and the owner of the Makers Yearbook. Her name is Nicola Taylor. And then we jump right into a how to get started kind of instruction on how to use the planner. So moving into the next page, we do have one notes page here on the left-hand side, and then we have our looking back on 2021 section. So this says celebrate and learn from 2021. So this is where we're really going to dive into what worked in 2021, kind of our ending stats, and then we're going to use that information to plan for 2022. So on this left-hand page, we have our 2021 review highs and lows. So it has 4 boxes with a question in each box. And those questions are, what were my most proudest moments and biggest successes in 2021? What were my toughest lessons? What were my big aha moments? And where was my business strong in 2021 and where was it weak? Then on the right-hand side, we have our 2021 review business and life. So on this page, the questions are, what really worked well for my business in 2021? What didn't work well? What really worked well for me personally in 2021? What didn't work well? How was my physical and mental health in 2021? How did my business impact my health and happiness in 2021? The best thing about my business is, and the worst thing about my business is, and then finally, do I need to make changes to the way I work in order to protect my health, happiness, and family life in 2022? So then moving on to the next page. So next we get into the sales and profits here on the left-hand side and the customers and followers on the right-hand side. So some of the questions on the sales and profits are, what were my total sales in 2021? What were my total expenses? What were my total profits? And how did I feel about these numbers? And then on the right-hand side for the customers and followers, some of the questions that are here on the right-hand side are how many people visit my site or Etsy store each month, how many people are on my mailing list right now, how many followers do I have on my primary social media platforms, and how many followers do I have on my secondary social media platforms. And then at the bottom, we have how do I feel about these numbers. So then moving into the next page, we have my product range on the left side and shops and galleries. So some of the questions on these pages are, what was my most successful product in 2021? Which of my products didn't work this year? What percentage of my sales comes from my best-selling product? And on the right side for shops and galleries, some of them are, how many shops and galleries am I currently selling to? What was the total value of my sales to shops and galleries in 2021? And which shop or gallery makes up the highest percentage of my sales? Moving along. Now we get into a place for you to document the craft fairs and art markets that you participated in 2021, and specifically you can document the craft fair, like the name of the craft fair, your total sales, your total expenses, and the profit that you made from that craft fair. And then you can reflect on those numbers down here at the bottom. And then on the right-hand side is for reflection and release. So the prompt here says, with all the information you have now, write a summary of how things went for you and your business in 2021. Imagine you're writing to the shareholders of your company. What would you tell them about the high points and the low points? What would you tell them about the challenges you faced and the progress you made? Take a moment to bring your thoughts on 2021 to a close so that you can look forward. So then the rest of the page is just lines. So now we can plan and envision for 2022. So this section starts off with how to make things happen in 2022. And then we move into kind of how you can dream and make goals and strategize for the year as well. Then we move into your specific dreams for 2022. So here on the right side, these prompts say, why did I start my creative business? What did I want to have more of or less of? And on this pink rectangle, you're supposed to write or sketch your vision for what your life will look like with a successful creative business. What do you want to be, do, and have? How will your life be different from how it is now? So then on the right-hand side, the question is, why do I want this? Write down all the reasons why you want the life you sketched out on the previous page. Think about what you want for yourself, what you want for your loved ones, what you want for society, and the world at large. So it gives you 17 line items for you to write down all those reasons why you want what you sketched out on the left-hand side of the page. Then we move into the vision for 2022. We have my biggest dream for 2022 is, and then one line, and then on the bottom it has, what are the next steps to get to my dream? Think of this exercise as brainstorming some possible goals for 2022. Remember, a goal is measurable and it has an endpoint, so you know when it's done. And then on the right-hand side, we have a few boxes, and the questions in the boxes are, what do I want more of in 2022? What do I want less of in 2022? What am I prepared to let go of in order to get more of what I want? And what boundaries do I need to establish to be able to get more of what I want? And then on the bottom, you have a space for my vision for my creative work in 2022 is. So next we get into some instructional pages on the 2 types of strategies for 2022. And they detail the customer funnel and the sales funnel. So I won't, go into the details of this, but this is where you can kind of learn more about those 2 funnels. And then we move into our customer growth strategy. So here on the left-hand side, the questions are, what do I know about my customers? What kinds of people buy from me? Think about demographics, which are age, gender, and etc. And also psychographics, what is important to them. Then we have, what do I already know about when and why customers purchase my products? Are they gifts? For what occasion? Are they connected to a particular life event? And then finally, the question on the left-hand side are, where can my customers be found online and offline? What do they like to do? What's their favorite social media platform? What magazines do they read? What do they do for fun? And then on the right-hand side, the 3 questions are there obvious places to find more people like my best customers that I'm not already trying? Which new markets will I enter in 2022? And what potential obstacles will I face in entering these new markets? Then continuing with our customer growth strategy. So on the left-hand side, there are 2 places for lists. And the first question is, which publications would I love to be featured in this year? And it has space for 7 list items. And then on the bottom of the page, it has which shops and galleries will I approach this year? And it has a place for 10 different shops and or galleries. Then on the right-hand side, we get into which art fairs and handmade markets will I apply to in 2022. So this is specifically for every single month. So I really like how this is not like overwhelming in the sense that you have to do multiple things every single month, but it's giving you a place to kind of brainstorm for each month of the year. So 12 different opportunities of what types of art fairs and handmade markets would you apply to throughout the year. Then we move into our sales growth strategy. So on the left-hand side, we get into my 2022 goal for my business revenue is, and my 2022 goal for my personal income is. And then we get into what will I do to increase my business's sales in 2022? What tools, equipment, and training do I need to fulfill my sales growth plans? And can I reduce my expenses to increase my profitability? Then on the right-hand side, the questions are, what specific new products will I create in 2022? Are there opportunities for me to expand into workshops, experience products, or digital products? And what obstacles will I face in trying these new options? Then continuing with our sales growth strategy, it says key topics to focus on in my social media marketing. So for each topic, try to think of 4 to 5 different types of posts you could create. Think about how you will make your point with different types of content too, written, video, photos, and graphics. So those categories are answering questions, building trust, building community, introducing myself and my work, and building engagement. And then on the right-hand side, we have what will I talk about in my email marketing in 2022? So this is a place for you to think about one thing that you can talk about in your email marketing campaign for every single month of the year. The next we get into blogging and kind of specific types of posts that you can do for blogging. So what they've done is they've kind of broken up into a couple different categories, types of posts that you can create. So they want you to brainstorm anywhere from 4 to 6 post ideas on these different categories. So those categories are how to use, store, wear, display, or care for your products, how to showcase one of your products, behind the scenes posts, how it works posts, gift guide posts or other posts, offering suggestions for gifting your products, 6 common misconceptions, highlighting reviews or testimonials, answers to common questions, and highlighting one of your stockists. So now we get into your specific goals for 2022. So over here on the left-hand page, we have my key goals for 2022 are, and then you have places for 5 goals, and within each goal, you specify whether it's an audience growth goal or a sales growth goal, and the date that you would like to achieve this goal by. So you have places for you to outline 5 different goals, and then on the right-hand side, it says, what do I need in order to be able to achieve these goals? So where do you have a knowledge gap, a skills gap, a money gap, or a confidence gap? So this is where you can detail the specific gaps that you have for each goal and how you plan on attacking that for the new year. And then we move into a few notes pages. And then now we get into the actual planner portion of the Makers Yearbook for 2022. So to start off, on the left-hand side, you have your year at a glance for 2022. And then on the right-hand side, it has for you to plan your year for 2022. So this is just another kind of way to see your year at a glance. And in these boxes, you can detail, important events or, important milestones that you want to remember for the entire year. Then we move into tracking your progress for 2022. On the left-hand side, it's for your sales growth strategy, and on the right-hand side, it's for your customer growth strategy. So sales growth strategy includes tracking your sales, materials bought, other expenses, and your profit for every single month of the year. And then for your customer growth strategy, the things that you'll be tracking are your mailing list subscribers, your Facebook followers, your Instagram followers, and your website visitors. So before we get into the actual months, it does have a quick tip on how to complete your monthly action plan, which is what you get within every single month. So now we're actually getting into the monthly planner portion of this book. So for January, you have a page divider. So this is a thicker cardstock. It is pretty smooth, but it's different from the actual weight of the paper. So for every single month, you start off with your brain dump for that month. So this is where you can just jot down any notes, any thoughts, any ideas that you have for the month. You have a dedicated place every single month for you to do that at the beginning. And then we move into your January action plan. So within your January action plan page, it's broken up into 4 different steps. So step 1 is to decide what is the most important and to define what your goal is for this month. And then you have a place for you to break down that goal into 10 smaller steps. Then step 3 is to make time for yourself. So how will you make time for yourself this month? And then step 4 is just to turn to the planner and schedule it all in. What gets scheduled gets done. Then on the right-hand side, we move into money and marketing in January. So the first question is, how much do I want to pay myself this month? And then we get into 3 types of questions. So the first questions are, what bills do I have to pay this month? What payments do I expect to receive this month? How many sales do I need to make to cover my bills and to pay myself too? how will I get those sales? And finally, how will I market my business this month? And which galleries, bloggers, journalists, and influencers will I contact this month? Then we move into the monthly calendar. So this calendar is a Monday start, and then your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all on one page. You have a place for you to put your goal for the month and then some notes here on the right-hand side. And now we get into the actual weekly planner. As you can see, this planner does start off in December because the first week of the month is half in December and half in January. So it starts Monday, December 27th. So the way that this works is for every day, you have a checklist for 3 things that you need to do that day, as well as some space to just write some information or some notes down. So that's how your day is kind of structured, is you make note of the top 3 things that are most important for you to finish that day. And then at the end of the week, you also have a place for notes. And the order that it goes is it goes horizontally. So you have Monday, Tuesday, then you go onto the right side of the page for Wednesday, Thursday. And then the bottom half of the page is the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then lastly, at the beginning, at the top of the right-hand page, you have your goal for this week. So you have a place for you to write that goal down. So that is what the weekly spread looks like in the Makers Yearbook. And then at the end of the month, we have your monthly review. And the way that this is set up is it breaks it down into 4 different categories. You have my money, my customers, health and well-being, and lessons learned. And then it has questions underneath each of those categories for you to fill out at the end of each month. So those questions include things like how much did I make this month? How many email subscribers did I add? How did I feel this month? What worked well for me this month? And so on and so forth. And then we move right into the next month. So before the next month, we always have a notes page here on the left-hand side. So now I'm going to go through every single month so that you can see the color of the divider and then also the color of the weekly page, since that corresponds with the divider. So at the end of the planner, we do have 3.5 spreads of blank notes pages. So after the 3.5 spreads of notes pages, that is the end of the planner. So this is the back cover. So I do want to point out that every single page in this book is numbered. So that can be seen in the lower either right or left hand corner. So the page ends on page 256 because that's the amount of pages in the book, but there's a page number corresponding with every single page in the book. So there we have it. This is my review and flip through of the Makers Yearbook for 2022. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this planner. If you liked how it's set up, if you don't like how it's set up, just give me your overall thoughts and opinions on this planner down in the comments below. Before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.